back with another video. A video on the next most voted theme on my WhatsApp channel, which is on anxiety about a specific issue. Now before I begin, I want you to write the following sentence down as many times as you can. Here it goes. Anxiety is misplaced imagination. I will repeat myself again. Anxiety is misplaced imagination. I'm going to tell you a few things that are going to ruffle a few feathers here and there, but I really don't care because I need to get this message across, and I'm not here to impress anyone. I'm just telling you the truth. The truth meaning the things that I have observed in these many years of my clientele, because you see there are certain things that people don't really talk about. People say that there are these problems and you need to go and do that and you need to go and do this, but I think that you are your own doctor sometimes, unless of course it's a disease that has to be operated on. But something like anxiety is very much curable if you take the right steps. I wouldn't even say steps, but if you just figure out how you are supposed to think so that you do not fall into this pattern of self-judgment or being too harsh on yourself, because like I've mentioned, anxiety is misplaced imagination. The reason why you're anxious is because you're not able to think anything quite right. Okay, so what do you need to do then? If you read books by Eckhart Tolle or any book which is on metaphysical laws, you'll find that there is a common thing that everybody is talking about. They say that you have to stay in the present moment, because whenever you're thinking about the future, it is going to make you anxious. You cannot help it. Like every kind of anxiety that you feel is only because you are attached to the future. You're not staying in the present moment, which is making you more scared and you're worried because you're constantly in this loop as to what is going to happen, what is going to happen, what is going to happen. But what you can do at the moment right now is to be completely aware of where you are mentally. So if you find yourself stressing over something, what's the first thing that you can do? You can sit and meditate first, or you can journal. And I assure you, you might say that it's easy to say, it's easier said than done, but if you just try once, if you just give it a single try, okay, you'll see that you're calming down. Okay, you see that there is a little bit of difference, because all that you're thinking is what is going to happen in the near future, what is going to happen tomorrow, what is going to happen if this problem is not solved, what is going to happen if I'm not able to do this and I'm not able to do that. So you see, your anxiety is not rooted in the problem. Your anxiety is rooted in the idea that in case something untoward happens, how you are going to manage it. Not even for once you're thinking that that problem can manage by itself, or that problem can be solved easily. The fact that something can be easily solved doesn't occur to you because you have lived your entire life thinking that you need to control everything. When you let go of control, that is when the magic happens. Because when you're trying to control everything, you're trying to say that, okay, I can do this and I can do that, but why am I not able to do this? So it's like this fight that you're having. Next thing that I'm going to say is going to hurt a lot of people's sentiments, but it's important that you listen to this. If you're too self-righteous, you're doing yourself a lot of harm, because self-righteousness takes you nowhere. If you're constantly thinking that, yeah, I'm a good person and I'm surrounded by bad people, people are trying to harm me, people are trying to take advantage of me, people are doing this and people are doing that, people have this tendency to hurt me in some way, people are sentimental about what I'm saying, people are getting hurt by what I'm saying, people are saying things about me, people are criticizing me, people are quarreling with me. It's a victim mentality, okay? And when you're manifesting, you cannot be a victim, okay? A controller of reality is not the same as trying to control the 3D. Controlling your reality means that you decide what you want to see in your reality. Now, sometimes some things will happen in your favor, some things may not happen in your favor, but that doesn't have to be taken in a sense that the universe is against you, or people are your enemies, or people somehow are planning and plotting and conspiring against you, because that is the first thing we tend to believe, that if something is going wrong, whether it's a workplace or whether it's a societal situation, whatever for that matter, you just tend to think that people are your enemy. Okay, now it's a very I don't know how to put this, but since there's a lack of a better word, I'm just going to say that it's a very callous way of living life. That you're being scared, you're just scared about what is going to happen to you, as if there are people in this world who are living their lives without something bad happening to them. It's a very utopian way of living life, and it doesn't serve you in the long run. I don't blame you too, because we are not taught the difference between arrogance and confidence. The moment you advertise yourself, you're somehow shut down by society, by your family, by your friends, sometimes your colleagues, that you're being pompous and you're proud, or you're a megalomaniac or something like that. They just keep on saying things like that. Okay, and the way how confidence can lead you to places, nothing works better than confidence. Okay, the confidence that you will somehow be able to push through a situation, you will be able to overcome those hurdles, because I've seen that happen in my own life as well. The moment I became confident that I'm going to fix something, things actually got fixed. Now that fixing mentality doesn't happen in a victim mindset, because your victim mindset is just a product of how you think that everybody else is somehow better than you, how the circumstances are overpowering, how everything else is somehow better than what you're thinking, what you're acting as, how you want to live your life, how you're going to maybe choose your profession or anything. You just feel that everybody else has a happy life and you don't. Okay, so that is what makes you feel like a loser, and your anxiety is a byproduct of feeling less about yourself. So the moment you feel like, even if you're a 50%, you're still better than someone's 100%, because when you're giving your 50%, you're giving your 100 of that 50%. You understand my point? That even if someone is giving 100%, but even if you gave a 50%, you're still giving your 100% of the 50%. So there's nothing to really feel bad about. It's just that if there is no one to clap for you, you need to learn to clap for yourself. Now coming to the part about the anxiety about a specific problem. Please know that the first sign of trauma, or the first indication of trauma, is actually the day you were born. Because you were born crying. You came out of your mother's womb crying. So your birth is engraved in trauma. So if you have come into this world crying, it's somehow really silly to think that in your entire course of life there will be no moment where you are not going to be crying. You will cry at certain moments in life. Okay, because see, this is also a problem that I find with self-righteous people who act like they're so good, and when something bad happens to them, they go into a victim mentality. They say that I don't know what beef God has with me, I don't know what beef these people have with me, I don't know why is God punishing me, I am such a good person, I offer prayers 10,000 times a day, I do this, I do that, I give alms in charity. Who said these things are going to guarantee you a smooth ride of life? For that matter, in an ECG machine, when you see the pulse go up and down, that indicates that you're still living, right? When the pulse line is absolutely flat, what do the doctors say? The doctors say that the person is not living anymore. So to expect that life is always going to be smooth is a foolish way of living life, and this is why your anxiety doesn't stop. Your anxiety about a problem doesn't really subside, because you're telling yourself that this is the end of it. If this doesn't solve by itself, somehow I'm screwed. My life is ending. I also find a lot of people escape accountability. Like, you cannot make them see sense. If you tell them that you have been negative about a situation, the first thing they'll say is that, oh, but you don't know about me, you don't know how much I've been through, I'm unable to believe this and I'm unable to believe that. Who said you cannot start today? Okay, I know having trust is hard when you do not see evidence, but just because you don't see evidence does not mean that it does not exist. Okay, so when you're trying to make someone see sense and they are escaping accountability, please know that they are never going to be grateful to you even if you offer them help. So whenever someone does not want to hold themselves accountable, know that they are the reason for their own troubles, because you have to accept the fact that somewhere down the line you had a fear about a situation, you had a fear about something going alright. Okay, but when these people are not able to accept that fact, okay, the fact that they have been negative about something, that is when they blame everyone. That is when they say that the world is constantly hurting them. That's when they say the world is against me. That's why the world somehow doesn't want to see me happy. I face these challenges at every given moment in time. I'm not loved by people. Your ability to overcome a challenge is supposed to first start in your head. Okay, if you have accepted defeat from the beginning, how do you think that the universe is going to respond to your desire? Because the only message you're giving the cosmos is that I have accepted defeat and I have given up all hopes of getting through this problem. Because you become desperate, you just want to see some sort of punishment or some sort of solution or something, anything for that matter. Like even in relationships, when someone is to say things like, oh, he doesn't love me a lot as much as I do, he doesn't love me, he doesn't do this, he doesn't text me as much, he doesn't call me as much. You don't see yourself as someone lovable, you don't see yourself as someone worthy of more than just a text or a call. You don't see yourself as someone who is supposed to be happy in love. That is why you go the extra mile, and when you don't see a reciprocation, you become anxious that maybe this person does not love you as much as you do. The same thing with jobs, with money, with success, failure, anything. Like, you are choosing a life, correct? You are choosing the life that you want to live. And when there is a challenge that is posed in the path, how can you be so entitled to say, okay, but I've tried these many times and I still face these challenges? You have chosen that life. You knew the challenges that were to come with this particular thing that you are opting for. So if you have chosen something, you might as well push through, because that is your choice. Nobody had put this idea in your head on a gunpoint. So I find that accountability is something that is missing in most people these days, and it's very easy to blame others for your misery, but to think for yourself, to just sit and reflect, self-reflection for that matter, self-reflection is missing. Self-reflection helps you identify where you have gone wrong along in the path, because it's easy to say, okay, the world is against me. It's hard to accept the fact that somewhere down the line you have not been kind to yourself. So the moment you start being kind to yourself, you feel that you just needed a little bit of awareness instead of being egoistic about it, egoistic about the situation, that oh, I always have to face the good situations in life, bad situations mean that God is angry with me, people are my enemies and stuff like that. No, it doesn't work like that. Your awareness is the key to overcoming your anxiety, and awareness cannot happen by discussing your problem with everyone. So what exactly is awareness? Awareness is the fact that there have been troubles in your life before and you have escaped every one of those problems, because as you grow older, the challenges also become harder. You do not expect a 3rd standard question paper when you're appearing for a 10th standard examination. Isn't it stupid? So as you grow older, your challenges also become harder. But if you say that you want to be more aware in life, you also have to understand that you're growing every second, every minute, every year, month, week, whatever. You're growing. So when you're growing, then you're going to outgrow your problems. Your problems are illusions. Like, what exactly is a problem? The moment you find a solution to something, the problem ceases to exist. So what are you worried about? Nothing. You just lack awareness. You're not thinking straight. You're not thinking in the way you have to, which is why you're so troubled. This is the reason why you're scared. This is the reason why you cannot think straight. You're losing your sleep over small sheep. I don't know whether I put that proverb correct, but yeah, don't lose sleep over sheep. That's what they say, right? So yeah, that's the solution. I hope this video helped you a bit. If it still has not, you can contact me. You can contact me and I can give you a session. I can help you better. I am of the opinion that everybody is a warrior. It's just that they haven't recognized that warrior yet.